In the year 2095, the world had changed drastically. Advances in technology had led to the creation of cyborgs, genetically enhanced humans with cybernetic enhancements that gave them superhuman abilities. The divide between the rich and the poor had grown even wider, and the world was plagued by crime and corruption. In the sprawling metropolis of Neo-Tokyo, a young cyborg named Jin lived alone on the fringes of society. He had always felt like an outcast, and he struggled to find his place in the world. But despite his struggles, Jin had a burning desire for adventure and excitement. One day, while wandering the city, Jin stumbled upon a flyer advertising a mysterious underground racing tournament. The flyer promised a grand prize of 1 billion credits to the winner, and Jin knew that this was his chance to make something of himself. He spent the next few weeks preparing for the tournament, training his body and upgrading his cybernetic enhancements. He knew that the competition would be fierce, but he was determined to win. The day of the tournament finally arrived, and Jin found himself standing in a dimly lit underground arena, surrounded by the most skilled and dangerous racers in the city. As the race began, Jin felt a rush of adrenaline as he shot out of the starting line, dodging obstacles and weaving through the competition. As the race progressed, Jin found himself in the lead, but he knew that the other racers wouldn't go down without a fight. They began to close in on him, and Jin knew that he needed to push himself to the limit if he wanted to win. He activated his cybernetic boost, and his speed and agility increased tenfold. He shot ahead of the competition, leaving them in the dust. But just as he was about to cross the finish line, he heard a loud explosion behind him. He turned around to see that the other racers had set off a bomb, trying to take him out. Jin's instincts kicked in, and he activated his defense systems, deflecting the blast and shielding himself from the explosion. He pushed himself even harder, crossing the finish line and winning the race. As the smoke cleared, Jin found himself standing victorious, surrounded by a pile of smoldering wreckage. He had won the race and the grand prize, but more importantly, he had proven to himself that he was capable of greatness. With his newfound wealth and fame, Jin set out to make a difference in the world. He used his prize money to start a charity that helped the poor and the downtrodden, and he used his skills and abilities to take down the corrupt corporations and criminal organizations that plagued the city. Jin became a hero to the people of Neo-Tokyo, and his legend spread throughout the world. He had found his place in the world, and he knew that he would always be driven by his thirst for adventure and his desire to make a difference. As Jin looked out over the city, he knew that his journey was far from over. There were still so many challenges and dangers to face, but he was ready for whatever came his way. He was Jin, the cyberpunk hero, and nothing would ever stand in his way.